Hello everyone and welcome to another real estate video. This is Javier Vidania, the real estate YouTube guy in Phoenix, Arizona, helping you accomplish your home goals. So I've made a video in the past about the timeline of a real estate purchase where I talk about more specifics of the actual buying process of everything. But as I've grown this channel, I've learned that, getting out of that real estate agent mindset of like, oh, consumers just want to hear what an escrow is, or consumers just want to hear what an inspection is, or when is that. Now that I'm, more, let's say, developed, I understand people want more practical answers. Like when they talk about timeline, they're talking about, hey, when should I go talk to a realtor? Hey, when should I go get pre-qualified? If I want to move out by this day or this month, when should everything start? So in today's video, we are going to discuss this, and I have a freebie for you guys. So we are going to be using my Home Goals Helper sheet for the timeline specific one. So first and foremost, I highly recommend you guys stop this video, go to the link below and click that link on my website that'll help you download this PDF. This PDF will be essential for this video. Now you don't need it, however, having it in hand as I discuss it is going to help tremendously. So feel free to click the link below. It should be javiervidania.com/freebies. You will have to put your name and email, but don't worry, it's going to me and it's not going anywhere else. So I designed this sheet to make it very simple and easy to use. And the way it works is first we're going to find out the month that we're going to move in, and from there work our way back to figure out the timeline that should fit your needs. Meaning, if we know the month you're going to move in, then we should find out the month you need to start house hunting by. We should find out the month that you need to start pre-qualifying by, etc. Let's start off by finding out what's the exact month you want to be moved in by. Now, there's a clear distinction between the month you want to be moved in by and the time you make your first payment. Your first payment is usually due 2 months after the month that you close, meaning, and it doesn't matter if you close on the 1st or the end of the month. If you close March 1st, your first payment should be May 1st. If you close March 29th, your payment I don't know what happened there. Then your first payment should still be May 1st. Really think about this. If your lease expires April and you say, hey, I want to be moved in by April, well, that's going to make things tight. And you're going to probably be doing one of those things where you're moving out in a weekend. And it's your prerogative, guys, but I've learned every time I've moved out that, man, it sure is great to have at least 1 or 2 weeks to move out slowly, right? So if maybe your lease ends on April, then maybe, hey, you want to be moved in by March, since your first payment will fall May 1st, maybe that works, right? So you know your situation, but be very mindful of the fact that your first payment isn't due until 2 months later. So really think about that before you decide on the month you want to move in. So in this case, let's make up an imaginary example so we can kind of go through the motions and maybe you can fill in your information. So in this case, I'm going to be role-playing as, what's a cool name I've always wanted? Zeke, all right? I'm gonna role play as a guy named Zeke. I'm a bachelor, I got a lot of money, and I wanna be moved in by November, okay? Let's just go with that. So, if I wanna be moved in by November, first and foremost, I'm gonna write it here on my timeline sheet. So on here, I shall write November. Let me get my pen out. So if you're trying to get moved in by November, that means your close of escrow will fall in November. Now, once again, I'm not being very specific on the date, but just so you know, the close of escrow will be the day that you officially take title. Now, there's not a move-in date when it comes to buying a house. I know when you rent, there's a move-in date officially. If you're on title as an occupant for the house, and of course, you need to try to move in as fast as you can, but if there's like a month or a few weeks delay, this shouldn't be a big deal, but just know that it is your house, and if it's by itself and something happens to it, well, then you're responsible for it. So don't let the house sit vacant too long. So now that we know Zeke's moving day, we're going to use the timeline sheet to work our way back. So here, it's gonna say clear as day, we'll go back 1 month to 45 days. Now in this case, let's just go back a month because it's easier to do that. But I say 45 days because the more government assistance needed on the loan, the longer it might take. Meaning, if you're doing some kind of down payment assistance program that's kind of not very popular, it might take 45 days. If you're doing a VA loan, it might take 45 days. So now I know as Zeke, I need to have a home under contract by October. What does this mean? Well, when you're out looking and you're out searching for a house, once you find the house you like, you have to make an offer. Now you could be making offers all day, but having an offer actually accepted is another thing, and that's a lot more difficult. So using this timesheet, I know, hey, by October, I need to have a house under contract by. because on average it takes about 30-45 days to close. This is where we do the inspection, this is where we do the appraisal, this is where we do all that fancy stuff. So now we know that Zeke needs to be under contract by October, and if I'm not under contract by October, then I will move in my November date. Also, if I'm under contract by, let's say, a September instead of October, then that means my move-in date will be moved a month behind. So be very aware of the month. So now here's where we're gonna do something a little different. If you think you're a picky buyer, meaning that you want a specific type of house, and maybe when you've looked online, you have a hard time finding the house that you want, you might have found one house that you really like, but then it got sold really quick and it's been a while since you found it, then use 2 months. If you have been window shopping, meaning you've been looking for houses online a lot, you found multiple houses that you really, really like and they kind of just sell and you keep seeing houses you really like, then maybe only put a month. Because I don't want to say you're more savvy or you're more smarter than anyone else. It's just what you're looking for is not as picky. You don't need a specific type of house. So on average, it'll take you about a month. So Zeke is a savvy buyer, so I'm going to reduce a month. So according to this timeline, I need to start house hunting by September. You want to be very, very careful here. If you're going to saying, hey, I'm pretty savvy, but I want to give myself 2 months to look anyways. Well, if you're going to put August, right? You start house hunting August. And let's say you have a house you love and you find by August. Well, now you're making an offer. And now if you make an offer and it gets accepted, well, now hold the horses. Now the second section where you need to have a house under contract by will now be August. So now you've advanced your plans by 2 months. And if you use the worksheet, now if you're gonna be under contract by August, it probably means you're gonna be closing by September. So now you're closing 2 months before because you pulled the trigger on a house sooner. So your house hunting date should still consider that what happens if you find a house right away within a week or two. I know it's rare, but it happens. So have that as your worst case scenario. If you think, well, that'd be way too soon, I can't move in by September, this doesn't work, then maybe push it forward a little bit. If you start house hunting by September, you find something by September that you really love, and now you're closing in October instead of September, well, you say, well, that's only a month before. That still kind of works because then that gives me another extra time to move out. It's fine. Be very mindful to not try to set yourself in a situation where you're making a double payment, meaning you still have a lease for a month and you have to make your first mortgage payment. If I need to be house hunting by September, if I decrease 2 weeks from that, so let's just say either if I'm gonna start looking in September, if it's mid-September, then I need to at least start by the beginning of September. Or if it's gonna be the beginning of September, you subtract 2 weeks, then at that case it would be what, August, right? So then that means I need to start fully pre-qualifying and finding my team by mid-August, which on average takes about 1 to 2 weeks. What does this mean? This means you have met your realtor that you want to walk. It's early. I'm recording my videos earlier now, as you can tell, and it's not working out. So you've already found the realtor that you like. They've referred you to a lender that you want to work with, or maybe you found the lender first and they recommended a realtor they want to work with. You have talked to the lender, and not only have you talked to them, you've had a phone application done. You might have already met them in person. You have your full pre-qualification ready to go. Not a half-assed one where it's just over the phone. You've done your research, you are fully pre-qualified. And you also understand what the monthly payment you qualify for is, what your purchase price amount is. You're fully prepared, educated, and ready to go. Now there is a big asterisk here. This is assuming that once you talk to the lender, you're gonna be able to pre-qualify, right? If you talk to the lender and maybe your credit isn't where it needs to, or there's something with the income, or there's something with the job history preventing you from fully pre-qualifying, then you need to stop here and add whatever time you need. So let's say your credit's at 550 and you need to be at a 600 credit score to be FHA, meaning you need 3.5% down. You know what you need to work on in your credit, and if you don't know, you can definitely talk to a lender and they can give that to you for free. So then you're gonna think, well, it's probably gonna take me 2 to 3 months to get my credit where it needs to. I need to really tackle my debt down a bit, and that way I can improve my credit. And not only just tackling your debt down, improve your credit, you need to tackle it down and give it 1 or 2 months this season to actually benefit your credit score. So you need to account for how much time it's gonna take to fix whatever you need to fix. So let's say Zeke needs 3 months of credit repair. Well, I know I need to be fully pre-qualified by August. I know I need to start house hunting by September. So if I need 3 months of credit repair estimated, that means I probably need to start talking to a lender around May or even June, because it's gonna take 2 to 3 months of credit repair. And you don't wanna just start shotgunning things and start, hey, I'm gonna pay this credit card off and close it thinking it's gonna help your credit. You wanna be systematic with what you got. So if you know you have some credit issues, you know you have maybe some income DTI issues, add that time here. Don't just do things last minute. The worst thing you can do is knowing you have credit issues, knowing you have to be moved out by November, and starting August to start that process. And the last step from whatever day your pre-qualification found your team by date is literally 1 to 6 months. This could take a long time, this could take you a little time. This is more my loosey-goosey category, so excuse the broad range. Let's say 6 months at worst, 1 to 6 months, whatever you wanna do. This is the time for you to start researching neighborhoods, researching your agent, researching the lender. Maybe you follow them on social media, see if they're just posting them at the strip club every weekend, or if they're actually posting of a situation. Now, I am actually not a fan of the agents that just post every time they sell a house, so hey, sold a house. Like maybe you find an agent who has the similar values to you, who are posting family photos, posting maybe you're into sports, they're out hiking. Whatever it is you're gonna start researching, start doing it 6 months beforehand. Now, I don't have to tell you this because most people do this, but if you haven't thought about it, really don't forget this step. I've recently found out that the better your window shopping phase goes, meaning window shopping, like you have an app, you have a home search site, you're looking, you're browsing online, you're not putting your information or going to go show houses yet, but you're getting a very good idea of what you like in a house. The better you do that up front, the easier time you have finding a house. Have a clear vision of what you want already. It might get adjusted a little bit, but if you have a better window shopping phase and you have more time to do it and you have more time to research the person you want to work with, you're gonna have a better experience. Now, I Zeke, have a very clear idea. If I want to be moved in by November, I need to have a house under contract by October. I need to start house hunting, and I use house hunting because that's like the term most people use, September. I need to have a full pre-qualification, and I know my agent and my realtor / lender by August. And I probably need to start doing my market agent research by March or May. So I hope you guys were able to get a good idea of what your timeline looks like. Once again, if you want the PDF, you can find it on my website. Link is below. All you need is your name and email. You'll be emailed a copy so you can hopefully follow along with me. But thank you so much for watching this video, guys. I really appreciate your time. If you like the video, hit like, subscribe to that. You know what to do. Share it with somebody that you think will benefit from this information. And of course, if you happen to be in the Phoenix, Arizona area, my contact information can be found below. That is my phone number. Yes, I will answer. If I don't answer, leave me a message. I'll call you back as soon as I can. And of course, you can leave a comment below with any questions you have. The Home Go Homies are here to help. I've had a lot of people leave a question below, and the Home Go Homies come in and they answer it for you. So we're a community here. We're all here to help each other. Let me know if there's anything we can do to help. And more importantly, guys, I'm gonna get a little sensy here, a little sensitive. I was watching a video the other day where I'm like, guys, we have like 100 subscribers. Thank you so much. And now we're almost gonna be 15,000, which if you look at YouTube numbers, it's not a huge number, but it really is awesome to me that I can say that I've had this little community of you guys, and we're out here helping each other. And sure, my real estate business has benefited from it, but looking at it as a broader picture, I think I'm really happy about what I've been able to create here with you guys. And we have big plans for here. I really want to empower you guys more, have more goodies for you guys and stuff like that. So please know I am working on it, and we will all grow together. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate your time. Have a wonderful day.